What is your desired outcome? What is your desired outcome? We'll get started in a little bit. Let me say hi to the people in chat, the super chatters, and also the inner circle members. So let's get going here. Hi, Bill. Hi, Justin, Craig, Elijah. Thank you so much for the super chat. The orphans are going to love it. It really brings joy to my heart. Thank you so much. Jerome, let me see here. Craig, of course, Melody, Jody, Mary, Lisa Marie, James. Wow. Jody, a lot of people on here. Linda, John, Sandy, Scott McKinney. Thanks for jumping on here. And we're there already. Hi, Deborah. Great to see you on here. Hello, my name is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. And today's subject is what is your desired outcome? What is your desired outcome? Now, when I first think about this, I want you guys to think a little bit about your daydream or your desired income outcome when you were younger. So isn't it funny when you're really, really young? It's like, hey, Lisa Marie, what do you want to be when you grow up? Elijah, what do you want to be when you grow up? And if you guys realize that the only desired outcome that I consistently thought of, because I'm listening to everyone around me, is my desired outcome was to pass third grade, pass fourth grade, pass fifth grade. And then, my desired outcome was, it would be cool to have a bike. It would really, really be cool to have a bike. My desired outcome would, be, when I got a little older, desired outcome would be, wouldn't it be awesome if I could get a job? I found out I was too young. So I kept asking people, listen, I'm only, 12, years old. How can I make money? And it was like, do a paper route. And I went, wow, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'd get up early, go get the papers, deliver it. And all of a sudden, while I was in these yards, delivering the paper, I would look in their backyard and I would ask them if I could, look in their garage. Did they have any used bikes? You know what I mean? That they didn't want anymore. And believe it or not, I had people start giving me bikes, and I used parts from one and parts from another to make one bike. And then I had a bike. And then all of a sudden I started doing that, and I started selling bikes and repairing bikes. As I got a little older, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have a car? I did the same thing. This guy's like, hey, there's a 57 Chevy. It was a 4-door hardtop. And he's like, hey, if you can get that thing running, you can have it. I'm like, game on. And so, so my desired outcome as you're getting older is like, hey, you know what? Maybe it would be cool to have a girlfriend, maybe do good in sports. I remember when I was in one of my foster homes on an Indian reservation, my desired outcome was to be, good at football, good at basketball, baseball, good at basketball, good at track. And that was the only years that, while I was in foster homes, that I really did sports. And then I got a job working with Chum Ledoux. He did rodeo, stock, barebacks and bulls, horses. And so all of a sudden, my desire was, wow, I want to make money doing this. And he said, well, easy. All you need to do is get good at riding horses and bulls, and you can win prize money. And I'm saying this to you guys so that, when you think about what the desired outcome would be, to maybe one day get married, have children, have them protected and healthy, the whole family protected and healthy, to have abundance and prosperity, not to have to worry about things like that. I seen some people put health in here. And so all of a sudden, I get a little older. And then all of a sudden, it was like when I was in college, my desired outcome in college was to graduate, to get good enough where I could get a good job to provide for my family. And so, you look through your whole entire life and you think about the desired outcome, right? And here's where I know if you got to this point in the video, here's where you really need to change what you think. Craig Jackman sent me a video today, and it was from Jay Shetty talking about, Napoleon Hill, which was inspired by Andrew Carnegie, which read a book called The Science of Getting Rich. And, it's like Earl Nightingale. I'm hitting you big time, Craig. He's wrote the Strangest Secret, and what it is you become what you think about most of the time. You become what you think about most of the time. And so, can you imagine? I know this because I used to be there, but the thoughts that I used to have when I got hurt on the job and they told me I couldn't be a mechanic anymore. And, then I had to have a second surgery on my knee. And now my thoughts are, I lost my identity. I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. I can't provide for my girlfriend at that time, which is my wife today. I can't support and take care of my son, my oldest son. He's 41 now. And so all of a sudden, my thoughts is not good. It's dark. It's like, I constantly am thinking, can it get any worse? Oh, yeah, it can. It can. Second surgery. I run out of money. I got to give everything back that I have. Like motorcycles and cars and stuff that I had, loans on, repossessions. Then all of a sudden it's like I can't afford electricity. All of a sudden it's like I go get a pawn loan, on the only used car that I own. I can't afford to make payments on that. All of a sudden they're telling me that my knee's not going to rehab to go back to be a mechanic. There was some really, really, really dark thoughts at that time. So hide my car from the repo man, then I get a quit or pay, notice on my car, so, the desired outcome at that time was, I don't know, finding food, maybe finding a way to make a little extra money so I wasn't homeless, not parking in the wrong place. So I come out, my car's gone. So you think about it, and that's cool, funny. You think about it, it's like when you're in the darkest times of your life, whether you're watching this live or recorded, if this video is hitting you right now, some of you will be probably floored by this, but in my meditation and my prayer time, I'm consistently asking for the thoughts or the things I can share with people to get them to have a paradigm shift. Wham, whoop, and it's there, right? And so all of a sudden, I have a friend call me, and I'm at the end, man. I'm having thoughts of, how I can check out and not be on this planet anymore. Not good thoughts. No one cares. I don't have any family. It's like, my God, and it's like my son would be better without me. It chokes me up, right? And then all of a sudden, I ask for help. I scream out on my one knee and just say, God, if you're out there, you got my attention. There's no way that things could be worse today unless I was dead. I'm just a couple of weeks away from being homeless. I guess I could live in my car, but it would suck if the guy that takes your car, the repossession guy, I'd be sleeping in my car and get be carried away, And so, yeah, it was really, really, really dark. And so I call out and I finally go, I give up. Some of you need to hear this, but I finally got to the place where I came to the realization that I did not have the philosophy, the belief, the faith, the ideas. I didn't possess the thinking and the faith and belief that I could get myself out of that current situation. That's when you ask for help. That's when you say, hey, listen, I'm done. I'm done. I'll listen. I'll listen to somebody else. And thank God, and I mean that, and I do that a number of times a day, thanking God, is all of a sudden I just prayed and said, listen, I'll go into the ministry. I'll do any damn thing that you want. I'm no longer controlling my life. I've messed it up. I'm done. And of course, in my book, How Is That Working? You can get a free copy by going to roberthollis.com/free. And when Sean reached out to me, first of all, my mind was open. And second of all, I was sort of, what would be the words? I was expecting an answer. I was expecting an answer. I was expecting a direction. See, now I'm not control freak Robert. I'm like, listen, I'm open. Help me out. Help me out. And Sean calls me up and says, hey, Bobby, how you doing? Great. I'm lying. And he says, listen, I met this guy and he showed me his income. He made 62 grand last month and he's looking for people that he can train and mentor. And with his proven training and system, people can make six figures their first year if they're coachable and willing to put in the time. And I'm like, I'm elected. Pick me. Pick me. And so I was thinking that, of course, I meet him and magic happens. Now, magic happens because a miracle happens. A miracle happens, right? But the reason that the miracle happens is because I'm willing to admit that I don't know anything. I was willing to surrender and say, hey, enough. So now I'm sitting around with somebody and they're sharing their expectations of the desired outcome for me, that there is no way, listen closely, no way that I had or ever thought of having these thoughts. That's called dreamscaping. That's helping people to dream, to desire and want more things than they think they're possible of. So the first thing that he says to me, he says, hey, Robert, yeah, what would you do if I gave you this $62,000? What? What would you do if I endorsed this check and gave it to you? I'd turn on my electricity. I'd get caught up on my rent. I would pay the payments that I'm behind on my car so that I could get my nose above water. That's what I would do. And he goes, great. So how much is that going to actually take? And I went like 2,100, 1,000, like $3,800. And he goes, I gave you $62,000. What are you going to do now? And I said, get out of debt. He says, how much are you in debt? I said, like 26,000 or something like that. And he goes, okay, so now that's taken care of. Now what? Oh, by the way, how would that make you feel? How would that make you feel to do those things? It'd take a weight off my shoulder. It would get rid of stress. It would stop me from having bad thoughts. I'm now excited. You know what I mean? I got good thoughts. And he goes, Robert, there's no doubt in my mind that you can do this. I was like, huh? What? Really? He goes, yeah. He says, I used to install tires on cars, worked at a tire store, and I worked in installing stereos. You're way smarter than me. And I'm going like, really? He's going, oh my God, Robert, this is such a simple system. All you got to do is get excited about that income and what you're going to do with that income, and then get it in you emotionally. Vision inspires success in others now. And you just got to get excited telling people about my story. And if you just tell my story, then one day you're going to tell your story. And then after you tell your story, then when you start telling your people's story, you start constantly talking about the people in your organization and how well they've done. He goes, you're done. You're financially done. And I just went, I still don't understand. I don't understand. And here's something that some of you are going to just hate, but I wish that you would just say it to people. The reason you don't understand and it doesn't make sense to you is because you've never made this kind of money. You've never had this kind of leverage. You've never had this kind of residual. Of course, it makes no sense to you. Of course, you don't understand. If you had this knowledge and you understood it and you just refused to do it, that's stupidity. You can't even fix that with duct tape. So, of course, you don't understand. And he says, Robert, I got 30,000 people that are using our premium quality products instead of the things they purchase from Walmart, Target, Costco or Amazon. They just move their buying power to better quality products. And the word's getting out. And now there's 30,000 people that purchase products every month, and I get a percentage of each and every one of the sales. This is simple. This is easy. And I went, wow. Wow. So get excited. Tell people about your documentation. And then, ask them to do you a huge favor and watch the video because they might know someone that needs help. Yeah, I'll do it. Done. Done. And see, I was sharing with Eric Markman. I hope that he sees this video. Someone reach out and tell Eric this. But Eric keeps coming to me and he's overthinking. And am I doing this correct sequence? And I notice that Mary does this. And am I doing it right? Am I adding too much? And am I waiting too long to ask for the question or give the gift? And I said to him that I want to share with all of you here. When you're thinking and you're overthinking and you're frustrated and you're confused and you don't understand, that's you working with logic and not working with faith. I'm going to do a video tomorrow, ignorance on fire. Because when you don't have faith, you don't believe in the process. You don't believe that it will work. You don't believe that if it worked for other people, it'll work for you. So you're trying to understand it. You're trying to overthink it. You're trying to confuse it. Instead of just going, hey, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna reach out to people and I got to get 70 people to watch this video. And so that's the goal. And I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna reach out, go through the numbers, get 70 people to watch that video, steps to success and freedom. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to believe and have faith the size of a mustard seed, which is the opposite of doubt. I wonder if this works. Is that going to work for me? I'm running into the wrong people. See, that's all the bad thoughts that you're having, and you become what you think about. Everyone I bring in's lazy. No one's got any money. It's like no one is motivated. And it's like, wow, those are the thoughts that you have all day? Really? So, what is your desired outcome? Can I expand your mind? the way my mentor did me. Okay. You are making $30,000 a month every month. It's not going down. You have 3,400 people in your organization that are all buying premium quality products from My Daily Choice. They're doing their 90 in personal volume, and they're slowly building their group. And every morning you get up, you not only look at the balance in your check account, you're debt free, you don't owe anything, you're caught up on your taxes, you don't have any debt, you're living in the place that you want to live. Every day you get up, even in the, during the night when you got to go to the bathroom, you're just like, ah, I live here. And you make enough to take care of all your family, so they're not worried about any money. Get up, have a cup of coffee. You don't have to go to work because you're making more money than you've ever made. And every day you're thinking about how I can reach out to people that do not know this wisdom and knowledge and share it with them. And I believe that I'll find the right people at the right time. And in your organization, there's five people that make way over $10,000 a month. And they all came from you having the faith to reach out to other people and ask them if they knew anyone and showed them a theoretical, and they introduced you to someone. Just like Joshua got introduced to Mosh, and through Mosh and his contacts that didn't really do the business, introduced everyone to Joshua that just hit 50K. So in the present day, within the last 90 days, if that happened to Joshua Daramella, and Mary Valachek just got involved and she hit 1K and got on the leaderboard. See, a lot of people want to tell you that, maybe the industry is not working well, or maybe the products are not working well, or the company's not working well. No, this is the people business. And there's literally, listen to the word I say, there's literally hundreds of millions of people on this planet that were on one or both of their knees, just like me, begging to whoever it is, whether they believe in a higher power or not. Please, I'm humbled. I don't know anything, and I need someone to give me a step-by-step on what I need to do. And dang it, man, if I find that person, I'm not going to overthink. I'm just going to do what's duplicatable for the average and the below average people to get this damn thing. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to find the person that's documented in helping other people succeed, and that's what I'm going to do. So the desired outcome is not for you to be a presenter. The desired outcome is not for you to be customer service. The desired outcome is not for you to be a personal life coach and brand. What you want is freedom. You want freedom and lifestyle with people in your organization that radically change their lives forever. So when people tell, when Joshua Daramella says, I don't do presentations, I just plug people into other people that videos, and I just point, guide, and direct. He finally surrendered. When I got in this company. The persons that do presentations for me is Josh and Jenna. The same ones that did it for me 5.5 years ago. By the way, tomorrow is Terry and I's 5.5-year anniversary in MDC. So if people want to see a presentation, I don't know why they would, but if they want to see a presentation, or they want to see 20 minutes, 30 minutes on one product, then I'm going to plug them in. I tell people, become a free affiliate, then go to live stream, click on company, and click on Josh and Jenna's overview of the company. Did you guys hear that? So, in a perfect world, I need you to, here's the last thing I want to share with you. Why can't you desire for an outcome that's so simple and easy? Here's a crazy one. What if the desired outcome was a person finding your affiliate link? They sign up, they buy product, and then you know what they do? You don't know this, but they're inspired by watching my videos. And so they go, if that crazy guy with flowered shirts can do that, if this old 61-year-old ex-auto mechanic can do this, I'm going to freaking crush this. Because that's what Bobby Hollis said 36 years ago. When I seen the people that are making money, the thought I had in my mind, if they can do it, I can do it. If they put 70 people in front of a video and got them to watch the entire video, if they did it, I can do it. 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 And I needed to find those that have ears to hear, that were at the right place at the right time in their life. So they would go, hey, I was just praying for this. This is what I'm looking for. Sean Hennigan was nothing but a messenger. Nothing but a messenger that was smart enough to give praise and recognition to someone that was documented and got me in front of that video. And then if you guys know my story, 2 weeks later, after working with a bunch of idiots that thought that they knew what was going on, jeopardizing my business and my ability to help millions of people for the last 36 years, shame on them. Shame on you, and shame on people for wanting to change the message so people that need it the most don't get it. Because you want to be in the middle. I want to teach them. I want to be customer service. I want to do the presentations. I want to do the trainings. I want to build a group and have a bunch of, Telegram groups and Facebook groups to plug people in. I want team identity. I want to be the deal. Most people do not want to be the deal. So that's why I relate to people, because I tell them, hey, listen, now this is what I use. I use this system. I do this. I plug them into here. I point, guide, and direct them to here and here and here. And all they're saying is, I can do that. 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 Wow, I can do that. So the desired outcome would be to find someone crazy like me. And they're out there. They're out there right now. They're out there, young and old. Doesn't make a difference on the race. Doesn't make a difference on the religion. Male, female. Professionals like lawyers, accountants, and people that are blue collar workers. People that are homeless. There's people that if they're found at the right place at the right time in their life, they'll see it, they'll get in, they'll go to work if they know about the info. See, a lot of people don't even want to plug their people into anything. Yeah. How's that working? How's that working? So yesterday I did a video on, do you measure your results? And if you've been doing this industry for a long time with multiple companies and you can't seem to get traction, you're not doing it the certain way. You don't have the combination to the safe. You're not ignorance on fire, and that's the video tomorrow. Run on all faith and no logic. Say as little as possible to as many people as you can, as fast as you can. I believed because my mentor showed me. I believe that I would find the people that wanted to make a full-time income in this industry. I believe, zero doubt, zero doubt, I believe that I will continue to find the people that will surrender, become coachable, and just be willing to say as little as possible to as many people as they can, as fast as they can. I believe that I will find people that will say, you know what? You caught me at perfect timing. I don't know how to make money. I don't know how to have freedom. I don't know how to have thousands of people underneath me that are using premium quality products. I don't know how to do that. I've never done it. So I'm going to pay attention and listen. So your desired outcome should be, wow, now I'm making so much money that I feel sort of guilty. So I've already traveled the world with my family. I've done amazing things for my family. And now I got to start giving that money away. I got to do two things. I got to give that money away, and I got to be ignorance on fire, finding those that have ears to hear, finding people that have been praying for this message, but no one's found them yet. No one's found them through, people that know people that know people. They're just buried. The diamonds and the gold are not on top. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be easy? Hey, there's diamonds and golds in the sandbox. Oh, there's a diamond. Oh, there's a gold. No. You got to learn to connect with people, get them to know, like, and trust you by giving them a gift. And then when they know, like, and trust you, ask them to do you a huge personal favor and introduce you to someone crazy like Robert Hollis. Can you guys imagine if you're the one that introduced me to this business? Your life would radically change. And there's people like me out there. Oh, by the way, when I got involved in this industry 36 years ago, I had never heard of this thing called marketing. I didn't like sales. I didn't know who Amway was. I didn't know anything. Thank God I knew nothing. Because then I didn't have to second guess everything my mentor told me. He goes, Robert, do this. Yes, sir. And then do this. Yes, sir. And then do this. Yes, sir. You're going to suck at it at the beginning, but you're going to get gooder and gooder. And you're going to keep getting gooder and gooder. And you're going to keep getting in gooder and gooder. Okay, I believe you. The only negative thing that I had was not only 1,000% commitment to do this business as hard as I've worked for anybody. But I said to him, Bill, I'm going to do exactly what you told me to do. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to hunt your ass down. And I did that because I knew I was all in. I knew I was all in. My goal was, is there a record to this position? You want me to do 25K? He even told me, no, I want you to do 27,000. And I went, wow, why? And he says, because you don't want to, barely miss your goal. If I get you to shoot past your goal, you'll hit the goal. And instead of getting $9,800 for a check, you'll get $10,000. I know it's only a couple $100 more, but man, 2 digits in front of a comma looks freaking awesome. So get people to watch this video, because your desire is to find a Mosh, to find a Joshua A, as I call them, both 50Ks, because they're going to the top of this compensation plan and they don't need your help. They don't need Joshua's help. They don't need my help. They don't need anybody's help. So once I made the commitment that I was going to do what I did and get, 70 people to watch that video, that was my commitment. That's all I focused on. If people didn't see it, I didn't care. My goal is if I can get them excited enough with my mentor's story of what he's done, if I can get them excited enough to watch the video, then they just were what? They're not a bad person. They're the wrong person at the wrong time in their life. That's it. That's it. It's like if you're dating and you went up to somebody and said, "Oh my God, you're beautiful." They go, "Unfortunately, I'm happily married." It's like, wow, that line didn't work. Of course it didn't. It was the wrong person at the wrong time. What? Hey, all right. So I love and appreciate you. I believe in you. I believe in you. I know you can do this. It's the simplest and easiest thing that I've ever done. Does it take faith? Yes. Does it take connecting with a lot of people? Yes. But you can do that. If Mary can do it, Joshua can do it. You can do it. So if no one's giving you permission to be fulfilled and happy, let me be the first. You can do this. Do me a huge personal favor, please, and introduce this video to other people. Because if you don't have a desired outcome and you can't figure out the simplest and easy way to get there, then you won't believe that you can. And then you'll overthink and you won't connect with anybody. So you got to believe, got to have faith, got to be ignorance on fire. So we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye for now. And thank you again to my super chatters. Thank you, Eliza.